Welcome to Center for Development of Coding. So in this particular video, we will show you how to start developing simple Swing applications. So this is called as Word 1, Word 2, Word 3. There are three versions. Word 1 will show how to implement the action listener interface in the same class. Then Word 2 will show how to use the inner class. Word 3 will show how to use the anonymous inner class. All these three versions will solve the same problem. So let us take a problem statement. Write a Java Swing program to accept a number between 0 and 9. When the submit button is pressed, the program should display the word equivalent of the number below the submit button. Implement the action listener interface in the class. So this is the problem statement. So let us look at the design. So this is how it looks. So we'll have a number here, and here the user will enter a number between 0 and 9. So now the user has entered 5, and there will be a submit button here. So whenever the submit button is pressed, if 5 is entered here, then we should get a display here as FIVE5. Suppose if the user enters 7 here, then we should get an output as SEVEN7 here. So that is our problem. So let us see what are the containers here and what are the components. So as we see here, so this is what is called as a label. So this is J label, and this is also J label, and this is J button, and this is J text field. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 components in this particular program, and all these 4 components are placed within a container. So this whole thing is a container. So we are using the J frame as a container. So J frame is a container, and there are 4 components in this program. Out of that, this is a label, this is a label, this is a button, and this is a text field. So let us see the naming conventions for these things. So for J label, we always start with LBL, and for J text field, we start the naming convention with TXT, and for J button, it is BTN actually. J button, it should be BTN submit, and J label again is LBL. So we have these names: LBL number, TXT number, and this should be BTN submit and LBL result. So let us see how this particular program looks like. So I have already solved this problem. So let us see this number. We have to enter a number between 0 and 9. So I will enter 5 and press submit. You see, I am getting the output as 5. So now I will change this to 7 and then submit 7. So this is what we should get. So this is a label, this is a label, and this is a button, and this is a text field. 4 components are placed within this container called as JFrame. So let us develop this program from scratch. So let us start a class called as Word1, Word1.java. So let us start package in.c.swing. So let us write a class, public class Word1. You should say extends JFrame, implements action listener. So here JFrame is a class and action listener is a interface. So let us import these two things. So let us import javax.swing.jframe, and let us import action listener also. So we are still having an error because action listener has a method called as action performed that we have to implement that method. That is why it is giving that error. So let us write a dummy implementation for that. Public void action performed action event AE, open a bracket and close a bracket. Close a bracket. So action event, we have to import that. So don't import this javafx.event.action event. We want actually java.awt.event.action event. Action event. So that we have imported. Now that error has gone. So first let us declare the 4 components, that is JLabel. So let us make it as private because this is an object oriented programming. So JLabel, LBL, number, next private, J text field, txt number, next private J button, btn submit, next private J label, one more label, LBL result. Please look at the naming conventions. Label starts with LBL, text field starts with txt, button starts with btn, and again label starts with LBL. So let us import these components one by one. So please, so JLabel. So import javax.swing.JLabel, import it should be text field, text text field. So import text field, import button. Okay. So we have just declared these variables, but we have not yet created the objects instances of these components. So first let us write a constructor here. Write public name of the class, that is word1. So first let us create instances of all these components, that is LBL number equal to new of J label number, J label of number, next bt, next txt number equal to new of J text field, this 5 is the width, next btn submit equal to new of J button submit, next one more component, that is LBL result equal to new of J label. So this is empty at present. So now what we have done is we have declared 4 components and we have created the instances of these 4 components, and before this we have to add a layout, that is called as set layout equal to L capital, set layout equal to new of flow layout. Please refer to some other videos on this layouts. There are different types of layouts, so we are using a layout called as flow layout. So let us import this flow layout, java.awt.flow layout. So next, after this we have to here we have created the instances of all these components. Next we have to add these components to the container. So how to do that? You just say add LBL number, next add txt number in the same order, add btn submit, then add LBL result. So this we have added, and then let us see, set the title, set title equal to word1 implementing interface, say set size equal to 400 comma 500. Next say set default close operation jframe dot exit on close, select it here only, semicolon, and say set visible equal to true. So let us see now what happens. Let us run this program and check whether everything is correct or not. So to do that, we have to create a main method. We have not yet done that. So public static void main string args. So let us create an instance of this class called as word1 equal to new of word1. So there are no errors. So let us see what happens, whether we'll get a frame or not. So we got a frame. So we are seeing a label here, and this is a text field, and this is a button, and another one label is there that we are not able to see because that we have set it to a null string. So let us type in 4 here and let us press this submit. So nothing happens because we have not written any code for this. So let us close this, and now let us add an action listener. So now for this button, so btn submit dot add action listener this. So what is the meaning of this? So button submit is an instance of the J button. So whenever that button is pressed, so we are telling that add action listener of this. So that means you add an action listener, and the implementation of action listener you can find in this class itself. That is what is the meaning of this. So please look at here. See, we have written here implements action listener. So action listener is a listener interface which has got only one method called as action performed. So here this indicates that implements action listener. You can find out the implementation of that particular method called as action performed in the same class. That's what it means. So that's the reason why we are writing here as this. Whenever we are solving the same problem using inner class and anonymous inner class, this will change. Okay. So now let us implement this. So here what we have to do, we have to read the content of the text box and then convert that into an integer, and then use a switch statement to display that ONE1, TWO2, THREV3 depending upon the input. So let us see how to do it. So let us say string s is equal to txt number dot get text. So I am reading the value of that. So next, converting this to an integer, int n is equal to integer dot parse int of s. So I have converted that to an integer. Then I will use a switch statement, tch switch n, open a bracket, close a bracket, and then you have something like this, case 0. So lbl result dot set text 0, and then break, and then copy this so many times and go on changing this. Change this to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also change these things. ONE1, TW2 3 4 4 5 5 6 6 6 3 more are required 7 8 9. So let us complete this 7 8 and then 9. Here also change this one to 7 8 and then 9. So now we have given an implementation for this method called as action perform. You can use an annotation here called as override. So this will protect us from any mistakes. So I think we can run this now and check what happens. So let us check this. So let us give an input of 3. So we are getting it 3 and then 6 here and then 6 like this. So what is the meaning of this flow layout? Flow layout means, suppose if we drag like this, okay, then what happens is you see these components will shrink to that side. Okay, this is what is called as a flow layout. So that means the components will flow inside the container. So this is what it is. So I'll close this. So I'll explain the program once again. You please see here. This is a class word1 extends JFrame and implements action listener. Here we have declared the components, 4 components, that is 1 label, 1 text field, 1 button and 1 label. And then next comes the constructor. First we have set the layout to flow layout, and then we have created the instance of the components, and then we have added the components to the container, and it should be in the same order. First label number, then text number. If you change this order, you will get different components at a different place. So be careful when you are doing this. Then we have added the action listener on this submit button, and then this is for setting the title, size, set default close operation, and set visible is equal to true. And this is the action performed method. So this method is available in the action listener interface. Action listener is an interface, so it has got only one method called as action performed, and which takes a parameter as action event. So we need to implement this method. So how we have implemented this? We have first taken what is the content of that text box, that is text number dot get text. It's coming to this string called as yes, and then we have converted this string to an integer by using this integer dot parse int method, and then we have used a switch statement, case 0 LBL result dot set text is equal to 0. That means the LBL result is a component, so on this component we are setting the text to 0 if 0 is entered in the text field. And similarly we have written the code for 1 to 9, and then in the main method we have created an instance of a class called as word1, and this displays the JFrame. Thank you for watching this video.